If there was a video recording in the tent of Yaakov Avinu at the end of his life, we would find the following. We would see Yaakov Avinu laying in his bed, and we would see his sons gathered around his bed, and they would be listening to every word that he was speaking intently. And in Parshas Vayechi, the Torah tells us that in that tent, Yaakov gave the brachos, the blessings, to his sons. Ish asher kibirchaso berachosam. They were specific. It wasn't a general bracha. It was specific. It was detailed to each of them. And then we would see in this recording one of Yaakov's sons backpedaling, moving away from his father's bed. And why would that make sense? It was his father's end, their father's end of his life. Wouldn't we want to be close to him? Wouldn't they want to listen intently to every word? Why would one son be moving backward? So Rashi explains to us that was Yehuda. And the reason why Yehuda was moving backwards is because Yehuda was scared. So his brain told him to be scared, and so his body moved back. So why was he scared? And Rashi explains that Yehuda was scared because he saw the brachos that were given to his older brothers, to Reuven, to Shimon, to Levi. And those brachos were really very harsh rebuke. And so Yehuda was scared that their father Yaakov was about to tell him some very harsh things as well. Namely about the mistake that he made with his daughter-in-law. The whole incident took place with Tamar. And so Yehuda is concerned, he's worried, he moves away from his father, and Yaakov reaches out to him. Yaakov says, Yehuda, you worked on yourself throughout your life. The mistakes that you made don't define you as a person. There are great things that are going to come from you, Yehuda. You are going to be the father of the Davidic kingdom. You are going to have Malchus. Yehuda, the Malchus based David, is going to come from you. And so Yehuda is really able to understand, really able to internalize his bracha. And following Yehuda, all of the brachos that are given to the brothers, to Yaakov's sons, are all very specific and beautiful. But beforehand, to Reuven, Shimon, and Levi, which caused Yehuda to be scared in the first place, what was happening there? What kind of brachos were those? Yaakov tells Reuven he's got a lot of anger, he has to be careful. He tells Shimon and Levi they also have anger, and they've got this camaraderie in which they want to do battle. What's really happening? How are those brachos? Seems more like klalos. Seems more like curses than they are blessings. So I'd like to suggest, based on the words of Chazal, that nobody knows us like our parents. No one. And our parents know our strengths and our weaknesses. And a true bracha for us, a true blessing for us in our lives, is for our parents to be able to tell us, to show us, to be madrich us, to guide us as to what our strengths are, as to the dangers of certain areas of our character that may lead us to trouble. And so when Yaakov Avinu points out to Reuven, Shimon, and Levi, look, you are amazing, great children, but there are dangers that lie within your character. And I don't want those dangers to hamper you and to make you not be able to be successful in life. Yaakov Avinu points it out to them. He gives them rebuke, but for a father to give his son rebuke is a bracha, is a blessing. Because that's the rebuke that we could take, because we know it's coming from Ahava, from love. And when we talk about rebuke, when we talk about constructive criticism, we have to ask ourselves the question, how do we respond? And if we give constructive criticism, where is it coming from? If someone criticizes us in a constructive way, we are able to feel if it's coming from a person that we know loves us and cares about us, and therefore we can accept it. But if we feel it's coming from an ulterior motive, we usually can't even pay attention to it. And so the opposite is true as well. When we give someone constructive criticism, if we really love that person, if we really care about that person, then our criticism will come from a place of ahava, of love, and they will be able to accept what we're saying. But if we don't have that kind of relationship with that person, then we shouldn't even bother saying it. Because ultimately, then we'll end up hurting them instead of trying to help them. When it comes to rebuke in life, we have to make sure that we, when receiving rebuke, are celebrated. And when giving rebuke, we celebrate the person. although we point out things to help them change just a little bit the trajectory of their lives, which will help them become better people, if it's not coming from a place of love, then it's not worth the words and the air that it comes out with. May we be zocha, may we merit in life that when we give criticism, it comes from a place of love. And that when we receive criticism, it comes from a place of ahava. So that we are zocha, so that we merit to be successful, as the sons of Yaakov ultimately learned from their father's message. Thank you for listening, and have a good Shabbos.